But there's also another fighter. There's also another fighter who a little more popular, and his name is Canelo Alvarez, and he has a long list of potential opponents. And we want to know
he's a lot more popular. He's a lot more popular.
I want to know who's on the top of that list and why. Is it John Ryder, Jason Quigley, Willie Monroe Jr.? Who is it?
I think it's Quigley, man. I think that, to me, I like that style. I like that fight. And plus, now I like that fight for now, going into 21. And I'm without giving up anything, we're going to get some news. And I believe strongly Canelo will be fighting in September. I don't believe Canelo being on the move as he been, or on the roll rather, and always chasing history. And I like to, again, I always thank him every social media I get, every conversation I get, because without him, my record won't be preserved right now. It'll be broken, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So my thing is, listen. Canelo wants to go, and I haven't heard this from him. I'm thinking from my experience, y'all. Canelo and his mindset, being a fighter, then on the roll. Now we got this, we got this unprecedented thing that happened that we couldn't control. Canelo gets in there in September before this year's out. He goes right into 21, already announcing, already momentum is pushing, since we had this really long delay in boxing. That's considered long. We got 3 months or more. So let's look at it as a wash for this year. So let's go right into 21 with some kind of not sparring match, but something that can keep you honest, something that can keep you aware that you can't go into 21 with an L or an upset or something historically crazy that shouldn't have happened. That's always the risk when you playing, and I said playing, when you playing to move to the next chess move on the board, right? What are you sacrificing taking this? What are you doing taking this? I want you to sit out the next year and see how it is. Who want to take that chance? Because guess what? It's a chance we could be still right here. I'm not hoping it, but it's a reality right now, more than not. So Canelo gets this rust off his back, because I know, look, Tyson looked good on YouTube, right? Holyfield don't look good on YouTube, but that's the pads, that's the bag. We don't know how condition and how mentally and reflexes and all these ingredients that we know as fighters, the fighters that know themselves, until you get in the ring and you got that threat with that opponent looking across the ring at you, wanting to take you out. And this is not sparring, y'all. This is not being controlled by stop, break, stop, as far as not break, but stop, time out, his head get loose, time out, he got hit with the right hand. Y'all been in gyms. They stop, give him a break. We don't do that. That's the mentality you take in.
Yeah. Listen, for those just joining us, Bernard Hopkins, and legend on the line with us. Bernard, do you think that Canelo has the influence, this is another two-part question, to change the game in a sense where there are fighters out there that are saying, I want to wait until there's spectators in arenas, I don't want to fight, I don't want a pay cut, and so on and so forth. But if Canelo does fight in September, I'm assuming that it would be in an arena without spectators, because it's only in 2 months. If he does that, does he set the bar now to say this is the face of boxing and he's willing to fight in arenas without spectators? How can anybody else question that then and complain about it afterwards? And really quick, is Canelo right now, in your opinion, the greatest Mexican fighter of all time?
Not yet. It's these 2 or 3, and maybe within the next year and a half, he definitely be in a conversation. But that title is vicious. I mean, Chavez Sr., you got to understand, not apologetic about that statement or that answer, because I know the history enough to know. Now, Oscar know better than me, and he should. I'll be surprised if we don't know that history better than I, right? But in the same token, you have to pitch your work in at long term for a long time with the names of that era of people that you must wipe out. You must wipe out by any means necessary. You got to get it. So
who's on that list? Who are the fighters that he needs to beat? Who are the 3 fighters?
That may not shoot at you. You give me 3 because I'm telling you the top ones up there. I ain't talking rematches. I'm not even take Triple G out of there. That'd be an easy fight. So I make it easy for you. Take Triple G out of there. That'd be an easy fight for him. Listen, it was the second fight was easier than the first fight. Wasn't easy because of the first fight, but the second fight was to me was Canelo has his number. The third fight, which I really don't want to see it. It'd be I got your phone number on the second fight, but I'm going to call you on the third one. It'd be Triple G it'd be Triple G getting the huge payday before he call it good night, good night, good night. So I don't think personally he should waste his time with that. Any 2 middleweights, the 2, 3 known middleweights, and they ain't necessarily got to be the top contenders, but those middleweights that's there is not a deep. Maybe somebody come up from junior middleweight that's big and strong and a couple of years younger. But there's still some like fights out there in the middleweight division. And that's why the fluctuating sometimes from 75 and down to 60 until that becomes somebody that, okay, this makes sense better than the 75 fights. There's still a couple of fights to seal that deal in the middleweight division and then maybe go up or whatever. But there's some fights in the middleweight division, man, and there's some names out there. And you pit 2 and I pit 2. Tell me who you think.
Charlo. Charlo is the first guy. Demetrius Andrade is the second. Those are my 2 picks.
Now, would you expect me to say somebody else different?
No, I don't.
So my thing is, I like the Charlo brothers. Listen, I love the brothers. I talk to them. When I see them, we have respect for each other. I like their work ethics. I like their own personality that they have within themselves outside the ring. And family guys, man. So, and they twins. They fighting together. They falling together. They crying together. They laughing together. I see both of them, but I also see 2 talents that is going to be in different directions as far as their career, but not in a negative way, in a way of having 2 twin stars reach the top of their, and again, I'm being long-winded and they're not even with us. I just got respect for fighters that have that mentality, and that's what I'm speaking of. Yes. That fight I'll love to see in May of 21 with Canelo. Yes. And let me tell you something. Yeah. Charlo, yeah, I love to see that. I would love. Listen, I love to see them fight Oscar. I like to see one of the Charlo brothers fight Oscar De La Hoya. If he's gonna come back, fight one of them.